Mike and I formed a pact just before he spoke. I said, so I guess, Mike, you'll be rolling out all the statistics. And he said, well, I'm going to be on the big picture. And I said, well, I'm going to be on the big picture too. So we might need someone to do the fine brush strokes later, but I think that job is actually done by this publication. And I commend the supporters of it, obviously Asialink, ANZ and the Melbourne Institute, for having the vision to do this very important work. The trade statistics last month contained a very little known but important development, and that is that our biggest export market for services for the first time in history was China. It overtook the United States, and I think that single observation does justice to the vision that goes into the development of this very important work. What this report really indicates is that there's enormous upside potential in services growth into Asia. To tell a very brief story, I used to work as trade advisor to Bob Hawke when we were going through this whole process of reorienting the Australian economy from one that was essentially an agricultural and manufacturing economy, but looking in on itself in respect of manufacturing at least, hiding behind these very large tariff barriers, to one that was more confident of its place in the world and more confident in the capacity of business to respond to the competitive pressures of competing on the international stage. That worked with the various liberalising measures that were adopted, and you're familiar with the floating of the exchange rate and the liberalisation of financial services in particular, but in relation to tariffs, we reduced those right through that period, beginning about 1988 in fact, and through the teeth of a very nasty recession, those tariff reductions continued. It wasn't done for the fun of it, because there was no fun in that at all. But by creating the open competitive economy, we hoped that it would open up fresh opportunities for businesses and industries that barely existed or didn't exist at all. And I have to say that the figure that I reported upon and the work that's gone into this report tend to confirm that we were right on the right path in doing that. What we are seeing, as Mike indicated, is this rapid industrialisation and urbanisation of enormous economies in our region. I refer in particular to China, but also to India. And the potential for service exports into those urban areas is boundless, is absolutely boundless. And while those two countries, which will have populations of over 1.3 billion each before too long, are fundamentally important to the services exports of our country, so too will increasingly countries like Indonesia. Right to our north, it's going to be one of the newly industrialising economies. It's been growing at a rapid rate as well. So the potential is truly boundless.